Hello, my name is Leonard and I'm a local pastor in the city of New Orleans. I am running for Council District E. The reason why I'm running because I know that this community, which is the crown jewel of the city of New Orleans, has been a derelict community for many years. Katrina has brought out the worst in a lot of people, and it's brought out some of the best. It's been neglected, this district. Many of you know the lower Ninth Ward has been neglected for over 40 years. And now that cancer has moved all over the eastern part of our district. New Orleans East has no jazz land. It has no economic development, no mall. The mall in that area on Reed Road, 40% of the tax structure in the city of New Orleans years ago came from that particular spot. But it no longer exists. It's time for a change. There's no hospital. There are no services in the community. We have to go 30 minutes outside of our community for any life. It's time for a change. There are leaders that say that they're doing a lot of things, but yes, when we look around, we see a lot of things have not changed. And that is the reason why I am stepping up in this race, because I can get the job done. I have brought businesses into the city of New Orleans and even in the lower Ninth Ward and New Orleans East. We can affect the change, and we will affect the change in this community. It's time for us to move corruption and greed, which has stopped most of the major developments in the city of New Orleans and in New Orleans East.
Let me talk to you about a couple of those things. You are on a roll. You don't even need me for these questions. You clearly know why you're running.
Yes.
Mr. Lucas, let me first say it's a pleasure to have you here. On behalf of myself and on behalf of NewOrleansBlack.com and the 60,000 viewers out there, this is meant to be a very short 10-minute sit-down and chat session so that people can get to learn more about you. So before we get too much into your platform, I just wanted you to take a minute and tell people who you are. Let's go back to that childhood and bring us up to current day, and then we'll get into the political stuff. But let's let people know who you are.
I came up in the St. Bernard housing development in the 1950s. And then from there we moved into the lower Ninth Ward when I was about 15 years old.
All right.
And it was in the lower Ninth Ward that the Lord called me. And I started with working with the kids in the neighborhood. 50 children every week would come to our Bible class. And then...
So at 15 years old?
Right.
So what schools did you go to?
I went to Nelson, Phillip Junior High. Then I went to Lawless for a year, and then Carver Senior High. I graduated.
Right. And so while you were in high school, you got into...
Ministry or touching the kids in the neighborhood. They didn't have a place. In the lower Ninth Ward, there was no place. There was an abandoned lot. And what I did was I had a developer in the New Orleans East area to come with his bulldozer and bulldoze that lot, tear down the old structure, put it in the ground, and it paved the way for us to put a basketball court, volleyball. So from a child, I've been doing this, touching the lives of people, and now it has sprung from where we are today.
Okay, well let's talk about where we are today. You are a leading pastor in our community. You're a leading business owner. A lot of people don't know about that. Talk to our audience about your leadership style and some of the things that you're doing right now in your personal
life. Economic development is a tremendous problem in our community. If you are a leader, you have to lead. And one of the areas you have to lead in is economics. Taking people from poverty to prosperity. Most of our people live in poverty, or did live in poverty before the storm. And so it has always been my vision to take young people. I had 5 Subway stores, and we sell furniture, jewelry, shoes. We sell it all, because we know if you're going to have a vibrant community, you have to have economic development.
Right.
We're bringing in the lower Ninth Ward, the first indoor mall. And in that mall we'll have the furniture store I just talked about, the clothing store, a restaurant. We're going to have the National Katrina Museum in that mall. We're going to have a conference center with the state-of-the-art facilities. It is going to be magnificent. And I think that when people come and see, if it could happen in the desert, certainly it can happen anywhere else.
Well, good point. And let's talk about, from an economic development standpoint, with these transactions happening that the city is going to be going through over the next 4 years, it's important that we have inclusion. It's important that we have equity, that the diverse companies and those that are in this audience get to be a part of this new kind of renaissance of our community. Talk to us about you sitting in District E. What will that mean to the diverse companies and to equity?
Immediately after the storm, I was here. I tried to tell the council the importance of hurricanes coming into the neighborhood and the community and the economic value. They didn't get it. So we got Katrina. What I did was I brought in 3,000 to 5,000 of our local people to come work during the storm. We were over there on City Park Avenue, and we set up a whole world, and they were making anywhere between $1,500 to $2,500 a week. I know how to do economics. That's what I've had to do. That's what I've had to teach my people. And I taught my people how to buy houses. The average person in my church owns 2 to 3 to 4 houses.
Yes, indeed.
It doesn't matter how old you are or how young you are. We're now starting a program where our 18-year-old kids will own their own home at 18 years old. And we're teaching them not to just buy a house to just live in it, but to teach them the economic part, where you can rent it out and make the money and pay your way through college. So economics is what I teach children. I've been teaching children for a long time, and we're excited about that.
That's powerful. Talk about you in District E. What's one of the largest or you believe most important initiatives you want to make sure you impact District E with?
Well, District E has many areas that we can call large. For instance, the mall, that's no longer there, that's large. The supermarket, that's no longer there, that's large. Jazzland, which is no longer there, that's large. So there's not just one area that's large in New Orleans East.
Right.
There are many facets. And what we need to do is we need to begin to go to the federal government, we need to go to the state government,
Right.
and we need to sit down with them and say to them, here are our problems, now help us solve them. Katrina is the reason why we're in this shape. And we need you to help us, because we can't fix this problem with local taxes.
Right.
We don't have the people, we don't have the infrastructure in place. So therefore, we have to step outside of our community to go get the help where the money is. And let's not let them tell us they don't have any money. The first thing a politician will tell you when you ask for money, we don't have any. But we know the federal government has money. Mary Landrieu got $100 to $300 million.
Right.
But guess what? She only gave us $1 million for the Methodist Hospital.
Yeah, the hospital.
That's an insult. That's telling us what we're worth. We're worth nothing to her. But it's time for us to raise up leaders who know how to go in, talk the talk, and walk the walk, and make it happen.
All right. I have one last question. It's from our Facebook friends, and then I'm going to let you have an opportunity to close out. I didn't know if you had a chance to look at that.
Yeah, I did. One of them said something about let's see,
I got it.
abandoned houses.
Oh, that's the one. Okay, so from Michael Jeter, he writes, how will your administration deal with abandoned houses and businesses? And within this minute, if you can address that and then also close out.
Well, it's simple to me, because for the last 40 years, that's what we've been working on. We have many great subdivisions. Why can't we get each subdivision to be responsible? Why can't we create a CDC, nonprofit entity in each subdivision, and let them go and buy off all the abandoned houses, finish them up, and sell them back into their subdivision? Now they control who comes in the subdivision, and they control the value of their subdivision. My platform is about empowering people and showing them how. We have Go Zone money, we have CDC Black Grant money, we have all kinds of money that's available. Most politicians want to keep the secrets to themselves. I want to empower people, because if we empower people, they'll never be in that position again. I want you to know I'm Leonard Lucas. I'm running for this office because I have the passion, I have the commitment, and I'm running, and I'm ready, and I'm willing. I'm going to affect the change in the lives of the young as well as the old. And I need your help and your support to stand with me on Election Day. I'm number 55. Your life will be changed, our community will be changed, and we're going to fight together. Together we're going to work. We're the team, the A team for District E.